You just got to keep looking. Eventually you'll find something. I used to be, and I'm still growing out of this, but it's like I'm just impatient. If something doesn't come easy for me the first time, like I get frustrated and I give up. I'm a quitter. At heart, I'm a quitter. I'm admitting this. I'm a quitter. I give up easily. A lot of times, man, I just fucking don't like trying. I'm just being honest, man. This is who I am. And I'm addicted to comfort. Life is full of addictions, bro. Who are we kidding, man? Who are we kidding? Life is full of addictions. It's not just drugs or alcohol or sex or gambling. Like, we're just... And I'm speaking from experience here because that's just who I am. I have an addictive personality. And I'm addicted to comfort. I'm addicted to, like, it's just like... And that's why I haven't gotten anywhere. And that's why I'm fucking stuck in my parents' house right now. I'm just addicted to comfort. And along with a slew of bad financial decisions and getting arrested and shit for bullshit and just not, and acting on acting within like a character that wasn't really based in who I really am, and just like... But other than that, but along with that, it's just like, yeah, man, I just don't like to try sometimes. I'm not dedicated. I never learned discipline. I never taught myself discipline. Nobody else is going to fucking teach it to me. We're on your own, man. You're on your fucking own. And so... I'm trying to grow out of it, man. I'm just trying to... If it wasn't... Like I said, if it wasn't easy, I didn't want to do it. And then fucking... You just... Now starting to realize that you I would prevent myself from doing things or trying things because I would always like play them out in my head before I even gave them a shot, and came up with a million different reasons not to do something or to talk myself out of it. I'm good at that. You gotta try though, man. How do you know unless you fucking try something? Try it and fucking be shitty. You're gonna suck at everything. At first, you're gonna suck, and that's the part that I hated, sucking at things. Like, I play music, guitar originally, drums more so now. I sold my drum set, and it's like I always wanted to learn piano, and it was like, and I would try, and it just, I sucked, of course. And I would just give up because it's like, man, why would I want to try to learn how to play start over on a brand new instrument and start over sucking at a new instrument when I can go play my guitar on my drums? Like, I already know how to do that shit. So, but you got to be able to hold two different, you can hold two different thoughts at one time. You got to be realistic about shit, man. There are no absolutes. There's no such thing as nobody or like everybody or all or not or nothing. These are extremes, and these are like hyperbole. That shit doesn't exist. There's always an exception. This story right here, this fucking hurts. This hurts, man. We all love our animals. They're part of the family. Here we got a pit bull and a little shepherd, a little Aussie. Beautiful dogs, both of them. Wouldn't hurt anybody. But they're animals. You got to understand that they're animals. So I understand having, when you live with something and you see the good side in something, it's hard to want to admit that like shit can go wrong. We have pets, they're animals. Yes, they're domesticated. Yeah, I know that. But they're animals. At the core, they're animals, and they have instincts, and they react, and they don't have emotions the same as way that people do. Or self-awareness. Sometimes they don't realize they're doing shit. Like this story right here, man. It fucking breaks my heart. It's a little Roddy. Of course, they came up with the most vicious, I don't know if this is a real picture of the dog involved in this incident, but they came up with a vicious, I mean, you know, sometimes dogs growl, and it's not because, like, they're trying to fuck you up. It's just, you know, like, they're playing. All right, let's get into this. Italian woman, 53. Quote, torn apart while trying to feed her brother's dog. Let's watch the video real quick. Stopped by her brother's home in northern. This video sound like this. It's just the same thing as the article with just some. I thought it was gonna be some. All right, so let's just get to it. An Italian woman torn apart, fatally mauled by her brother's dog while she attempted to feed the canine this week. Patricia Lamarca, 53, has stopped by her brother's home in the northern resort town of Ventimiglia. Yo, my Italian's A1. It's kind of like Spanish. Like, I can't speak Spanish, but, like, I got the tongue for it. You know what I mean? Ventimiglia, Wednesday afternoon to take care of his Rottweiler. Rottweilers get a bad name. Pity pups get a bad name. When the dog suddenly attacked her, neighbors who heard her cries called for help, the neighbors did, with first responders arriving at the scene at around 4 p.m., according to La Stampa, the LA Stampa. They found La Marca in a pool of blood with severe bites to her head, arms, chest, and shoulders. Fuck, dude. It took first responders 2 hours to assist La Marca due to the dog. I'll stop doing that. La Marca, due to the dog's aggression, with law enforcement eventually shooting and injuring the canine before taking it to a city. That's how much we love pets, dude, and dogs. Is that you would hesitate to shoot the dog. If it was a person, you wouldn't think twice. Isn't that crazy? But since it's a dog, like, they're going to do anything they can to try to avoid having to kill it. But eventually, 2 hours into the situation, and they had to shoot it. They injured it, took it to a city kennel in Il Giornale. Lamarca was rushed to a hospital via helicopter, but later died from her injuries. Oh, that's brutal, dude. One emergency worker told local media that her body was torn apart in several places. I have never seen anything like it. A similar case has never occurred in the town as far as I can remember, says Mayor Isio Cassini. Isio? That's kind of a dope name. I am very sorry for Lamarca and her family. Authorities are investigating the incident. It is unclear if the dog will be put down. I mean, what investigation? I mean, the guy snapped for whatever reason. I mean, what are you gonna? You know what I mean? You're gonna interrogate the dog? I mean, I'm sure, you know. Obviously, you investigate. This is part of the process. But it's like, what? Well, I guess it's like, well, did she do anything to... I don't know. You just never know. Like, sometimes we just don't understand. There's a miscommunication between us and our animals. Like I said, man, Rottweilers, Pit Bulls, they have a bad name. Here's the reality of the situation. And I had this conversation with my brother and his lady earlier today. It's funny that this kind of happened like this. The most aggressive ass dogs. Try to tell me that I'm wrong in the comments. But the most aggressive ass motherfuckers are the little dogs. The little fucking, the little balls of whatever you want to call them. always starting shit, always stirring up some static with big ass dogs, always fucking loud mouthing and showing their teeth this way and that way. Those are the most aggressive dogs. The only problem is they're not capable of shit. When we're talking about dogs, it's all about power. The most aggressive dogs are the little ass balls of fur, but they can't fucking fight. They don't have the power to do anything. If those little motherfuckers, if you put that same attitude into a Rottweiler, every Rottweiler or a Pit Bull or a German Shepherd, it would be madness in the streets. Just think about it. Think about any time you're walking to a regular sized, medium sized dog, or even a large dog, and one of those little motherfucking cotton balls comes up on its little chopstick legs and they start fucking starting some shit. But it's like, and we all think it's cute and cuddly because we all know that they are not capable. They're all talk, all bark, and no bite, right? And so pit bulls and Rottweilers, they get a bad name because they're fucking powerful. Well, but in actuality, it's like they're dogs, and it's like their version of play. Yes, they're aggressive. But their version of play, given the amount of power and force that they have, you got to keep it a buck, man. That's why they're potentially dangerous. And the thing with pit bulls, this is my theory on pit bulls. Humans are the issue. And I know you hear people argue this, and then you have the anti-pit bull mob, and calling bullshit all day about it. But people do breed pit bulls to fight. They breed them to fight. So my theory is that you never know that whatever, since that shit is so common, you never know that the little pity pup that you got, you never know how connected to the lineage of fighting dogs that it could be connected to. Its great grandfather and who this or whatever could be a fighting dog, and a dog that was bred to fight, which is foul. But you just, you don't, there's no Carfax, there's no bark facts or bite facts on a dog. You don't know the lineage and like who's the owner 3, 4, 5 generations ago, what conditions that dog was under. So you could be getting a potentially genetics passed down that have been bred for aggression. So you just don't know. There's just no way to know. But they're animals, man. Again, love your pets, love your animals, but you can still be on the side of, man, it's not the dog's fault. There are some of the sweetest dogs I've ever met are little sweet pits who are annoyingly loving, and they just want you to touch their beautiful fur and just be loved, and they're good with children, and they're safe, and there's no worries. But we got to remember that these are animals. You can think both, you can understand and recognize both sides of the argument at once. That is possible. But to just say, stick to one extreme or the other, oh no, pit bulls are completely harmless, they're incapable of any harm, and it's blah blah blah, and it's out of their hands, and it's, I mean, you know what I mean, that they're the anti-pit bull mob is just all wrong. No, they're not. These things happen. But if you're part of the anti-pit bull mob or the anti-aggressive dog mob who are saying they're all bad, ban them, criminalize them, get rid of these fucking monsters. No, dude, that's not it either. People need to learn the ability to hold to see two different sides, to think two different things simultaneously. It is possible to understand things that you don't agree with. Again, it is possible to understand an opinion and not agree with it. But that seems to be, that's not, You don't find that a lot in people. But that's the reality of it, man. This lady got mauled by a Rottweiler. She's dead. Dogs have killed other dogs. But again, it's them little ass, cotton ass ball, toothpick legged motherfuckers that are the most aggressive ones. They just have no power. And if they did, it would be a fucking zoo out here. Man, condolences to this woman and her family. What a horrible, horrible way to die. What a horrible way to receive some of the worst news that you possibly can. Loved ones dying. And at the hands of a dog. Because if you're a dog lover, on some level, you're going to be like, you're still going to want to love the dog. Again, it took them 2 hours to bring this guy to submission. Because why? Again, if it was a human mauling a woman, you fucking blast that fool. And rightly so. But if it's a dog, you're thinking, let's not, like, you know what I'm saying? This man's best friend. That's the MBF. Understand things that you don't agree with. Why is that so difficult? I get it, man. People hold their opinions our opinions matter to us a lot. But you shouldn't allow that to prevent you from seeing and understanding something that you don't agree with. And this applies all over the playing field. Because now we are more separated than ever in this country. And it's getting so messy. And that's it. Love your animals. But be realistic about your animals. God, they're just handsome creatures, beautiful creatures. But they're animals. And who are we to talk, man? Just fucking get in one news thread and one newsreel over a week's time. And you're going to find humans doing the most foul shit to each other. Murdering each other for no reason. People getting stabbed in the middle of in the street. Like, who are we kidding? Who the fuck are we kidding, man? Like, come on, baby. Get the fuck out of here. Have a wonderful fucking night, man. I'm logging off. Peso Mystic. Comment. Tell me how wrong I am. Tell me how much you agree. Like the fucking video. It's just so easy. It's just so easy to do, man. Throw me the alley-oop. Comment, like, subscribe. Logging off.